Hello, this is Sal Macaluso, and I'm going to show you how to use the new eStyleConnect app that will be available for you to write orders for major manufacturers. The first thing you can do is open up your browser. If you're using an iPad or any kind of tablet or notepad or even a laptop is what I'm using right now, you're going to open a browser. This is an app that runs in the cloud, so you're just going to type eStyleConnect.com/app and hit enter, and you'll see it'll bring up this screen. I already have an account set up, but what you'll do is you'll set up your own account by filling in this information. The account number information you're going to leave blank. That's going to be for when you write an order, as will the manufacturer password. That's information that you will put in when you're writing a specific order. But first, you're going to set up an account by typing in your store name. You'll put your name here, the address, city, state, all the information that you normally put in an order header when you're writing an order. Basically, this will be saved, so you don't have to write that over and over and over again. Then, of course, you're going to confirm a password here, and you'll save and continue. Once you've created an account, it's going to ask you for a manufacturer's password for the test manufacturer that we're going to use. We're just going to use all lowercase letters TEST, as in test. Okay, so you would type this in here the first time that you're using it, and this account number would be your account number for that specific manufacturer. Okay, but for this purpose, you'll be using test, and you can just leave this blank or put in a make-believe account number. Once you do that, the second time you come in here, you're going to log in the same way I'm going to here. You would use the same email address that you used when you first logged in, the password that you created, and I'm going to type test in here, which is where you would be typing it in if you had already had an account set up. Okay, now the particular manufacturer's collections will now appear here. So this list would be a much longer list if it was a manufacturer of many collections, or it could be a short list like this. You would just select the collection that you're planning to write an order on right now. Again, this is going to be very intuitive information for you. You would put in the order date, which is today. You would put in a start date, which of course you can change just by selecting the calendar. You can put in your own order number based on the order date or what have you here, which would be safe for this order. You can change your shipping information. You can put in order remarks or instructions, as most orders have had in the past. And then you would just continue. Of course, this is going to bring up the collection, and this is just a test collection with someone's images that allowed us to use them. And you'll see that it's going to have the whole collection listed, but just the image of that collection. It'll have the style number, of course, and the price. But this is basically what you would do if you were taking numbers, reviewing a collection, or seeing even a fashion show. This could be the sequence that a fashion show is taking place. And as you're watching the show, you can add that particular style to save. It'd be the same as taking a number. You can rate it even, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 styles. I mean stars rather. And the ones that you really love, you would give your 5 stars and skip some. Hopefully, uh, you'll like lots of styles on a collection. But the point is, this would be a nice, easy, quick way for you to designate the styles that you want to review later to order. Now, of course, you can order them as the sales rep is showing you the line, or even as you're reviewing the images here, you would just click add to order. But assuming you're watching a fashion show or taking numbers first, you would save the styles that you know that you want to review later, and then you would be able to easily review those styles. And by the way, you can search for a particular style here if the sales rep is not showing you the styles in this exact sequence. You would just type the style number here. It would bring that style up. But then you would click saved, and what it's going to do is going to bring out the styles that you said you liked, and it'll bring them out in the sequence of how you rated them, from the highest rating to the lowest rating. So you can then go ahead and write your order. Now you can, if you're looking at the dress and it's right there in the showroom, there's no need to see a bigger picture of the dress, but whether you're using an iPad or tablet, if you were, you would just press this button with your finger, but I'm going to click it here so you see it just brings up a larger picture of that style where you can add the order here, add to the order here. And then this is basically all the information on the style. You have a thumbnail here just to remind you of what it is, but that style comes in three colors. You would select the first color you want to buy, and you would see here that it has the sizes, and then you can buy up to 5 pieces in each size. There is going to be an option to add more than 5 if you wanted to buy more than 5. By the time you're ready to use this at the Atlanta market, there will be more than 5. But as you know, most people are buying ones or twos. But you would just check off, click off the sizes that you want to buy in that particular color. And notice here that if you're buying larger sizes, it's going to indicate here that that larger size has a cost upcharge. Now you can save that to your order, and then order another color in the sizes that you want. So there'll be a little bit, it's pretty intuitive, but there will be a reminder here that says order, select what you want in a size 0, select what you want in a size 2, etc. And then you would just, if you're finished ordering that particular style, you've ordered all the colors that you want in that style, then you go back to the collection. And this will take you to this, to the dress you were at, and you would just then flip to the next dress. And I'm using a mouse to do this, but you would use your finger if you were using an iPad, and then you could add the next style to your order. So you can see it's very easy to use, very intuitive to the kinds of things that you have done. You know, you always picked a color first and then put in the sizes that you wanted, and then you would select your next color. You would normally be writing that in, but this is going to process that information digitally for you, so you'll be able to use it for so many other purposes. At any time as you're writing this order, you could view your pending order, and you can see this is what it's doing. It's accumulating what you've ordered. It's giving you a total of what you ordered. You could even see what sizes you've ordered in a size range. So you would be able to review that at any time. Then you can go back and continue writing your order. You can go back to your saved styles and then go to the style that you're ready to order next. This one comes in blue. Let's just order a few pieces in that. A couple of white and black in that style. So we can have a nice order. Now, of course, I didn't go through and write the order on all of these, but you can go, of course, you'll go through and write any styles that you have decided you're going to write, and then when you're ready, you'll review the pending order, and you would be able to then finalize the order. Now here it gives you the opportunity to edit your information, your name, address, etc. You already have the order date, you already have the start date. It will have a default completion date, which is what the manufacturer would enter in his as a default for this collection, but then you can change that if you want to do a later completion date, or what have you. And of course, you can change the start date here if you change your mind. You can edit all of this information. Again, you can edit an order number, edit your order remarks or instructions. Now here where it says terms, that would be something that the manufacturer would have in for this collection that would tell you what his terms are for him to accept this order, and you would agree to those terms. This would serve as your digital signature for this order that you're processing, and then you would simply click finalize your order. I was telling you that this is order number 1217, which is the eStyleConnect order number, which is just a continuous number for reference, and that would be emailed to you immediately. And basically, the information that you're going to see in the order that's emailed to you is the same thing that was showing in the order when you viewed it when it was here. It's now been processed, so we can't view it anymore. But that would be emailed immediately to you to the email address that you had set up in your account. Of course, it's also emailed to the manufacturer and to the sales rep, if there's a sales rep in your territory that would need to get a copy of that order. Now, if you're an eFashion Central client, there'll be some great benefits to using this program, because you'll be able to then import all of that style detail information to your eFashion Central website, so that you would be able to pre-sell those things, have them prepared to be fed to search engines and what have you. I'd give you more details on that as an eFashion Central client as we proceed with the with the system and the information that we'll give you specifically. But anyone with a full service specialty store writing an order in a manufacturer's showroom that has eStyleConnect available will be able to use this just for their own purposes. You don't have to be an eStyleConnect client to use this. It's going to be very helpful for the manufacturers, of course, and for you as well, regardless of whether you're a eFashion Central client or not. But we hope that you'll want to know more about how this would integrate with eFashion Central and with even with your POS system to just save you time, and how you would get that data into formats where you can then use it for other purposes. Thank you for listening to this video, and if you have any questions, please contact me at 800 729 8233.